Imagine a mirror, an ordinary mirror, standing ominously in a dimly lit room. Its polished surface gleams in the low light, casting oddly shaped shadows on the worn-out wallpaper. It's an everyday object, yet there's something about it that sends a shiver down your spine. It's the new addition to the room of a young girl who recently moved into this old house. She's fascinated by its antique frame, intricately carved with details that whisper tales of a bygone era. But there's more to this mirror than meets the eye. As she gazes into the glass, she sees her reflection, clear as day. But then she notices something strange. The room behind her in the reflection seems different, a bit distorted, and a chill creeps up her spine. Her eyes move to the corner of the reflection, where she sees her parents standing still, their faces frozen in horror. As the girl looked into the mirror, she noticed something off. Her parents' reflection seemed stuck. Unbeknownst to the girl, the mirror held a curse that trapped her parents. The mirror, a seemingly ordinary household item, had become a sinister tool, a portal to a realm of horror. It was not just reflective glass, but a snare, a trap that held her parents captive in its unfathomable depths. The curse was not something one could easily perceive. It was insidious, hidden beneath the mirror's polished surface, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting. Her parents had fallen victim to its power, their reflections captured and confined within the glass. They were trapped in a phantom world, their voices stolen, their pleas for help unheard. The mirror was a silent predator. It didn't growl or snarl, it didn't need to. It simply waited, its polished surface reflecting the room around it, the trapped images of her parents looking out in silent desperation. They were there, but not there, visible but unreachable, their cries for help echoing unheard in the void. They tried to communicate their plight to their daughter. Their hands pressed against the cold hard glass, fingers splayed in desperation. Their mouths moved, forming wordless pleas, their eyes wide with fear and longing. But the mirror's curse was relentless, and their messages never made it through the glass. The girl, innocent and unaware, was left confused and terrified. She could see her parents, but their words were lost, their voices silenced. Her fear escalated, transforming her once safe and familiar home into a house of horror. Each look into the mirror was a chilling reminder of her parents' plight, a haunting sight that added to the growing suspense. The girl was alone, her protectors locked away in the mirror's snare. Her fear gave way to despair, and the mirror's curse reveled in her misery. It was a cruel game, a game of shadows and reflections, a game that the mirror always won. She could see her parents, trapped and desperate, but their cries for help were silent. The mirror's curse had won, claiming another victory in its endless game of horror and despair. In her desperation to free her parents, the girl reached out to the mirror. The air in the room became colder, the silence more profound. The mirror, once a mere household object, now held an ominous presence, pulsating with an unseen energy. As she drew closer, her reflection twisted, distorted by the mirror's curse. Her heart pounded like a drum, echoing the ticking of a clock, each second bringing her closer to her fate. She was walking a tightrope between fear and determination, her every instinct screaming at her to run, yet her love for her parents anchoring her to the spot. The room seemed to shrink around her, the walls closing in, the mirror growing larger, more menacing. She could feel the pull, the mirror calling to her, beckoning her into its cold, glassy depths. And then, with a gasp, the girl vanished, her terrified eyes the last thing visible in the mirror's reflection.